one.
No, I like it. We keep with the sports thing, and it's still a question. The Roman Republic is 0-3. Can they come back from this? Tune in this week on Kentucky Fried Chronology as we tackle the Second Punic War and Hannibal the Great. It sound like a fucking sports announcer?
Almost.
Yeah. That was good, right?
With it, yeah.
Should I have done the Howard Cowsell here?
No,
fucking voice.
That is my voice affectation that you are taking from me this week. However, to prevent this video from being 4.5 hours long, I'm going to drop the act right here and continue.
Continue in your normal voice?
Continue in my normal speaking voice.
All right, well then, if you're going to do that, I choose to be 1990s Jerry Lawler. Whoopee! Woohoo! Come on, JR!
For all.
Oh wait, no. If you're gonna be JR, you need the hat. There you go. There, now you're JR. Calm down now, King. It's hot in here, dude.
I know, it's burning up, dude.
100 and something outside with like 1,000% humidity.
I had to literally cool the plants off with cold water. It's insane out there.
Just throw ice on them.
I almost did. Because I got that
it'll melt.
I got that little clay watering thing. I'm about to
throw a giant,
2 or 3 cubes in each one.
Just drop a giant block of ice in each one of them. It'll just melt slowly throughout the day.
This week, Rome's probably greatest threat in its early years. Certainly the Roman Republic's greatest threat.
Apart from when the Gauls invaded it in like 390 BC and sacked it almost and had to pay him off. You know,
it's one of those ones they can
what's his name?
Forget.
Camillus or whatever his name is. Yeah, that general, the first dictator of Rome. This is like, well,
wait, no,
it's like 200 years
I thought you were talking
later.
about. Oh wait, hold up. I thought you were talking about the Gallic leader.
No, the one in Rome that they made. I think it's Camillus, isn't it? 390 BC, Gallic invasion. They lose.
I'm not that familiar with that early part of Roman history.
They get pushed all the way back to the very center of the city, and they have to pay the Gauls off to go the fuck away. And then as soon as they do, the Romans immediately turn right back around and, like Romans do, build another army, and they appoint. I want to say his name is Camillus, probably wrong. We did this last week with fucking Caligula, Commodus, and all this shit. You know the one goddamn C name we didn't throw out there? What? Claudius.
Oh,
yeah, right. Don't you feel dumb?
So Hannibal. Let's start Hannibal. To start us off with Hannibal. Can we both agree that he's kind of got some issues with his father, because his father kind of passed down his grudge against Rome onto his sons.
Don't most great men have daddy and or mommy issues? 90% of history is, I'll show you, Dad. or take that, Mom.
or if it's a peasant rising to power, in for a penny, in for a pound.
I'll show that bitch. That's another good one.
Oh, woman, yeah.
The woman who scorned you, right?
Yeah.
Napoleon. I'll show that bitch. I'll conquer the whole goddamn world, and then she'll have to respect me.
She did not. It's not as if Rome didn't certainly go around in Hannibal's life acting like Rome.
Yeah.
So they certainly didn't help themselves. Being as aggressive.
I mean, they can't help it. Romans do as the Romans do.
As aggression is aggression. Rome, yeah, they are what they are.
He uses that against him later.
Oh yeah, but we're skipping ahead in our story.
Oh yeah, by a good 30 years.
So yeah, Hannibal's story begins. You know what?
You wanted a year on when he was born? Is that what you're looking for? Because I have no idea.
Because I was wanting to say he was actually born in Spain, but I'm not sure, so I can't tell you where exactly he was.
You're right. I think he was, because his
dad had basically
his dad married an Iberian princess,
and that's how they kind of got their foothold.
Because he was, conquering a foothold for Carthage in the Iberian Peninsula, and since he wasn't he wasn't going to go back to Carthage anytime soon, and he was a single guy, so he was like, "Well, I can marry myself off to one of these local kings and get some peace agreements and stuff." Right. And then we get, Hannibal and his three brothers.
Hamilcar, named after his father.
Yeah.
Hanno, I think the youngest, and Hasdrubal, named after, I think, their grandfather.
Hasdrubal.
So, Hannibal is largely spending his youth and childhood in Spain, watching his father deal with the local Spanish Gauls, growing, just getting kind of a first-rate warriors and generals education in the field.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be...
He's a camp baby. You think they had a little uniform for him? Little 5-year-old Hannibal running around with a little Lenothorax and a helmet with a tiny spear.
Would he have been the Carthaginian?
Would have been adorable.
Would he have been the Carthaginian version of an army brat, though?
Yeah.
So essentially, yeah.
He lived and breathed the military life, and his father fought the Romans in the First Punic War, and they were winning.
Keyword: were.
They were winning. They were even the Romans tried to attack actual Carthage and they got shit stomped. They were winning.
Yeah.
But the politicians back in Carthage, as war is getting expensive, man, we're gonna see if we can get a deal with the Romans and hey, we'll cut the because this is starting to come out of my pocket now. Right?
All right.
So Hamilcar never forgave the Council of Carthage or whatever the fuck they're called, right?
I think the Council of essentially the noblemen.
Yeah,
they're
all a bunch of corrupt ass politicians.
Yeah,
but he never forgave them to the point where he took Hannibal and his older brother to the Temple of Baal, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And made them swear everlasting hatred on the Romans. They will never stop fighting the Romans. And then a month later, their dad gets killed. He's assassinated, isn't he? I can't remember what happens to him. Was he killed in battle?
I can't remember.
I can't either. But he dies shortly after this. The last real memory they have of their dad is their dad getting just butt fucked by the council, and then making them swear this blood oath on Rome, which Hannibal. He held on to that shit.
Grudge,
oh my God, does he hold on to that?
His brothers are happy too as well because they're one of those traditional honor-bound societies that would honor their father.
I feel like Hasdrubal is way more chill.
Based on everything I've read about
him. He's not as intense as Hannibal is. He's competent and he's he's a handsome guy and charismatic and shit. But I feel like he doesn't
have that burning.
He doesn't care as much. He's just naturally kind of good at it, so he doesn't give a fuck.
He also kind of thing. Enjoys it, so
so he's not gonna put his whole heart and soul into it like Hannibal does. I feel like he's just kind of hey man, I'm cool. Let's go fuck up some Romans, man. He's just back there. He's the stoner brother that's amazing at everything, right? Doesn't even have to try. But they don't even have command of an army yet. That goes to the Hasdrubal guy. With you.
Hasdrubal with a U.
Yeah, this guy, he's not an idiot either. He knows that another war with the Romans are coming because the Romans have been pushing their tax and all this other shit on him.
They have to pay the Romans.
Yeah, and they're salty about it. So he's been quietly building and training an army
to conquer
over in Spain, away from everybody. But he gets assassinated because, again, the corrupt politicians back in Carthage caught wind of what he was doing. It was you're not starting another war with the Romans. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, well, I'm not, but they're going to start shit with us. They're just waiting for an excuse. No. We have a deal, and you're going to fucking cost us money.
You're going to honor that deal.
You're going to cost us money.
That theme keeps coming back.
How much are these mercenaries you got training over here costing us? I paid for those. We'll see about that. Well, go check your papers. You know how fucking bureaucrats are. So they have him, assassinated. But the problem is as soon as he's assassinated, the army kind of just elects Hannibal as their overall commander because he's so good at everything, right? They're like, well, that guy's dead. You're in charge, right? And he's like, yes, I'm in charge. And now he's like, now we're gonna start really fucking going. And
now the training really begins.
Yeah, no, he immediately is like, fuck the council, but fuck Rome. The best way to deal with Rome is we're gonna invade them. And he sneaks 50,000 guys across the bottom part of Spain. Well, the Romans don't notice him doing it. He has to like kind of fight his way because there's tribes and shit in his way. But the Romans don't catch wind of his movements until he is
long before.
He is literally at the other side of the mountains. And the only reason they figured it out is because a Gallic tribe tried to stop him from going into the mountains. So he had to like force the pass, and those guys ran away and then went and told the Romans.
Which is fair.
While all that was happening with Hannibal moving over here, the Romans, much like they thought, were planning on invading anyway. Like they were building an army up to go invade Spain and North Africa. Like they had two different consuls doing shit in different spots. One of them is Cornelius Scipio. He's up here. He was supposed to go deal with Spain. And Longinus was supposed to go invade Africa, but they're over here doing their shit, and Scipio gets a fucking letter like, oh shit, Hannibal is like halfway over the mountains. So he has to gather his shit and move and try and put like a blocking force in the passes to try and stop him, which Hannibal, easily kind of spanks. And Scipio is actually almost killed here. He takes wounds or almost drowns, either or, but his son...
Was talking about the Battle of Lake Trasimene?
No, that's later. This is just like a small skirmish where he's trying to buy time for the rest of his army to get there, because he kind of rode ahead with like his...
cavalry.
And shit, and they're coming up, he's trying to hold it, so buy more time. Which he kind of does, but he ends up getting wounded, and his son, Publius Scipio, who we will talk about later, is a very famous Roman, actually saves his dad from that, and they go and meet up with Longinus, and they have the first big battle at Trivia, the river Trivia.
Yeah.
Right? And so Scipio's already, he's like, look at me, I'm bleeding, dude. Like he's talking to Longinus. Because that guy, he didn't get to see what happened at the pass, right? Because he wasn't there yet.
South, yeah.
So he's all gung-ho. He's like, no, we got to attack. We got to attack right now. We got to get our men across the river and go right at him before Hannibal has time to rest his men and all this stuff, which, valid. That is a sound enough strategy. But it's winter. The water's really cold. And these guys were just force-marched from like the other side of Italy.
So they got
in like a month, right? So they're tired. But Longinus doesn't listen to Scipio, and they go ahead with the attack. And the Romans get across the river, and they're just soaked, and they're tired. Some of their guys have drowned, and then they don't even get to form back up into their ranks before Hannibal is on them with their fucking cavalry and what's left of his fucking horses, and just completely smashes through their fucking lines. I think like 10,000 of them make it out, and are able to like pull back. But round one, Hannibal, right? And I know I'm sounding like this is more of a Roman story because I'm speaking more from the Roman perspective, but there's a reason for that.
We're big fans of Rome.
Well, that's not the only reason. There's like nothing from the Carthaginian perspective.
There's very little.
Yeah,
we're not getting a whole lot.
Because at the end of the third Punic War, there was a third one after this. Yeah. They burned it all to the fucking ground and destroyed almost everything. And then Carthage was just kind of like a minor outpost trading spot from that point on. It was no longer a big power in the Mediterranean. But that's why this is all coming from like the Roman perspective, because it's all I got.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's round one to Hannibal. He is, yay! So we're on the march again because there's nobody standing in his way.
Essentially, northern Italy's been secured by this point.
So on to Rome, right? We're just going to go. We're going to lay siege. We're going to just take the capital and end this quick, right?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. I don't think I have enough troops that I could. This is
and I had to leave all of my siege equipment on the other side of the mountains.
Yeah, that too.
And I've only got like I've got like 4 elephants left.
Oh yeah.
And I'm riding one of them. You know. Yeah.
So it's a great van. They're great morale crushers, but that's all they do at this point.
Yeah. So doesn't really have the resources or manpower to lay siege to such a large fortified city as Rome, right?
All right.
So what's the next best thing? Hearts and minds, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hearts and minds. We're gonna go around the countryside. We're gonna turn all these poor, oppressed, Latin peoples that the Romans have conquered. They're gonna turn to our side, and they're all gonna rise up. We just got to beat the Romans a couple more times, right? And that'll convince the other cities in Rome to.
And beating them that first time.
Hey, that got a lot of those Celtic tribes, the Gallic tribes on that side of the valley or the mountains. That got them to be like, oh, I mean, I guess Hannibal's legit. So yeah, we'll go with you. Fuck Rome,
Exactly.
This is how he got a bunch of those Gauls with him.
All right.
And so the march continues. But Rome's not out, right? They get another big army, like real quick, like another 50,000 guys, right? It's another pretty big, substantial force to go out and meet Hannibal again. And Hannibal sees them coming. And he knows how Romans are. They literally just proved it. They don't like to wait. They like to, if you can say anything, whatever you want about a Roman, they like to fight. They want to get into the action. So he sets up a little trap around Lake Trasimene. There's one side, the northern shore of the lake, there's like a hill connected to a little patch of shore, right? And he's posted up some guys over here as a bait to lure, I can't remember his fucking name. Fabius? No, that's the next guy.
That's the next guy.
Who's this guy?
I can't remember. We're such great at
Frontinus?
So great at our jobs.
I can't remember the general here, but he fucks up bad because he sees the group of Carthaginians and is like, go get them, and sends his men around the fucking shore of the lake to attack them. And as soon as he does, the cavalry comes around the other side that Hannibal had hidden and closes the door. Remember that hillside on the far bank?
Mm-hmm.
It is full of fucking infantry hiding in the trees, and they just rush down, and the Romans have nowhere to go, and they get just massacred. And this general gets killed too. Like, he kills a lot of generals while he's doing his rampaging. I get why
pretty smart.
I get why the next guy does what he does, because this is Fabius.
And yeah,
he's the first dictator in a very long time. Because we're like, all right, we're in trouble, we're in crisis mode, right? So they name this guy dictator.
And he's an older one. He's a bit older, and a lot of his younger counterparts.
Comes from a well-respected family, though.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there was plenty of Roman politicking to get him the fucking position.
Right.
But he's not an idiot.
Yeah.
He has paid attention to what has happened and is like, we jump into the fight way too soon. I'm going to do everything I can to just delay this motherfucker, stall him. I'm going to avoid actual open battle as much as I can. And he does a really good job of doing this.
Until the cries of cowardice were just too loud, and the other... Because he wasn't by himself. There was another consul,
he was a dictator. He wasn't consul. He was elected dictator, because this was an emergency. Remember?
Okay.
So he's in full command, and nobody can really stop him from doing this. And he just lets them all fucking call him whatever they want, because he is waiting. Hannibal has to make a mistake. Nobody's perfect. It'll happen. As long as I can keep my army together and keep an eye on his, I'll get him eventually. And he does. Hannibal kind of fucks up. He goes and moves to Capua, who, all right, I mean, they put up a little bit of a fight, but eventually we're like, all right, we'll work with you.
Yeah.
If you make us like, if you win, if you beat Rome, we're the top city, right? That's the deal. Yeah. That's how Capua was doing it. But the problem is there's only like 3 ways into that area, that valley, that are big enough for an army Hannibal's size. And like 2 of them are held by the Romans, and he'd have to fight his way through. So there's only like 1 way the fuck in there. So he goes in there to deal with Capua, and Fabius comes up there and closes it off. He is trapped. He has trapped the great Hannibal in this valley, and we fucking got him. And we just starve him out. No, they'll also run out of supply. Winter's coming, man. We just gotta wait.
Why do I feel like there's something wrong with this plan?
It's a great plan, because the only way to get out of this valley is by frontal assault, and we've fortified it. He's going to lose a lot of people. Even if he does break out, he's not going to have enough men to be a serious threat. We'll hunt him down at our leisure.
Okay, so what happens?
It's a great plan, right?
Yeah, so far so good.
Oh, I love this one so much. Hannibal's so goddamn smart. It's the most clever shit in the world. Wait till it's dark. He gathers up a bunch of cattle, and he ties torches to their fucking horns and sends them off toward one of the garrisons. And just the Romans see a line of torches moving off toward one of the garrisons. Oh, Hannibal's making his move. He's trying to do a night assault.
He's going to try and break out.
Yeah, so the rest of the army moves off to support like they would, and it opens a gap. And Hannibal was just waiting for it, and just zoops. A similar tactic that Spartacus uses like 200 years later to escape from Crassus when he gets caught in the boot of Italy, but I think he uses sheep.
Nice.
That's my foot.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the dog.
Play footsie with me, you weird.
Thought that was the dog.
Weird motherfucker. But yeah, see, Hannibal influences everybody. It was so genius. So he escapes. Fabius now has like no more arguments for his strategies
because it didn't work.
And since he got caught on the back foot, one of his under commanders is actively being assaulted. And Fabius has to go like rescue him. So he actually has to engage Hannibal. And guess what? They lose. They're not bad. It's not bad, but it's definitely we hit, and then now we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
we're kind of a rescue operation, get this dude out of trouble. But they still took a fucking bloody nose again. So right. Fabius, after his term as dictator is up, gets removed, and another Roman. Varus. Oh man, this guy was campaigning so fucking hard. I'll build the biggest army the world has ever seen. It'll be absolutely huge. Real popular because he's like, I'll beat the son of a bitch. I'll get him. So he gets elected consul, and another guy, Paulus, is his co-consul.
Yeah, trying to remember.
So they build the biggest army Rome has ever seen, somewhere between 80 to 90,000, 16 legions, bunch of cavalry, all this shit.
Massive.
Yeah. And Hannibal, he's camped outside of a little town called Cain. I don't care how you want to pronounce it. I've heard it all kinds of ways, and everybody argues about how it's actually said. So pick your favorite. I don't really care. Anyway, Hannibal's there, and the massive hammer blow of every able-bodied fucking Roman in the Republic is here.
It's coming down to smash him.
And they lowered their recruitment age. You got 16-year-olds and 50-year-old men in this fucking army, plus all the guys that were with Fabian who were probably feeling like they lucked out. Like, man, we escaped from our fight, and like, now look at this huge, massive dude. Like, we're so gonna kick his ass, right? Man, those poor guys.
They got completely encircled on all four sides and were slowly crushed down to a scene.
You're simplifying it way too. You're not giving it the due credit that it needs, man.
True, I know.
So Hannibal sees him coming, and he knows he's super outnumbered, like 3-1, right? So he takes advantage of the Roman aggression again, and he makes his center purposefully weak, right? So when the Romans move in, it's gonna give back and push back with the force of the Romans, but the wings are gonna hold. Right. And then Roman cavalry sucks. Everybody in the Mediterranean knows this. It's like the joke of Rome is their cavalry sucks. So he's pretty confident that his cavalry is going to beat the Roman cavalry and be able to just full encircle this. But what really helped with this was the fact that Varus was in command that day.
Yeah, they switched.
They alternated days on who was command, Varus and Paulus, and it just happened.
Paulus was a bit more.
He was a bit more cautious and was like, "Nah, something's up. We shouldn't. Like, it's too easy, right?" That's how he's thinking. It's too easy. Something don't smell right.
Something's wrong.
Varus, on the other hand, is like, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
Yeah, Leroy.
And all the like tactics and training and every like doctrine of Roman military strategy that we've ever used.
We're just
fuck that. Everybody get in one massive clump
and march
dead right at the center, and we'll blast right through it. It's like a 5-year-old planning a battle. I take all of my things and I throw it right at the middle. And Hannibal's plan goes off without a hitch. The Spanish and Gallic infantry, his allies,
they're pretty disciplined by this point.
Well, that and they're not as heavily armed as the Libyans and the Carthaginian troops he brought with him. They're like tribesmen, so they're in the center, but they're giving it every bit that they've got. They are giving ground slowly, and the Romans are sensing that blood in the water, so they keep pushing forward, and then suddenly they start being like, "Oh,
awful compact.
Hey, man, you need to. I can't.
No, hang on, my shield's in the way.
Oh God!
Yeah, and that's
because no, cavalry from nowhere. What happened to our cavalry? Just like, you gotta ask.
Yeah, fair enough.
We didn't.
How'd they get behind us? I don't know.
They just whipped all the way around, and these poor guys just get completely enveloped. I think it's the only time in history that there's been a complete envelopment of an army.
On all four sides until
no one able to escape, really.
Until Korea. Didn't we get completely enveloped by the Chinese forces in Korea?
No, because we still had an out. Our backs were to the sea. We were only surrounded on 3 sides. Like, this is a complete circle. Vercingetorix at Alesia. That was a siege, so that doesn't really count.
That was just a cool siege,
right?
Yeah, I think this.
So this is the single most impressive military victory ever.
Probably.
Full stop until Schwarzkopf during the Desert Storm.
That was just.
But that was more just like.
That was us clubbing a baby seal.
No, it wasn't. Iraq in the first Desert Storm was the most like heavily fortified air defense in the world, or like third most, and we blew it open in 45 minutes.
Nice.
And just wrecked shit. So, and Schwarzkopf took some notes from Hannibal. He didn't get a full envelopment either, but he got
pretty solid. Got the flanks rolled up.
I think he got like a 3D envelopment because we have air power now. So he was able to get that third dimension of war in there and surround them from the top.
Nice.
I'll wait till we start doing space combat. That adds a 4th dimension of the battlefield. So, and that's it. War is over. Rome's suing for peace, right?
No. Rome is...
Really?
Rome.
Really? They are 0-3. There's not a thing they could possibly do at this point, right?
Raise yet another army. This one has got to be nothing but 16-year-olds.
Oh my God! But there's no way they can't just throw another army at Hannibal.
But by this
tell
point,
me they're not going to just. Tell me they're not going to just.
Well, here's the thing, though. By this point, Hannibal's like, I don't have enough men.
He's pretty spent too.
So he's like, I'm going to kind of retreat down into the boot. And this is where, because seasons happen, time passes.
Siege of Tarentum. Yeah. Is that what you're about to say?
Well, I was thinking because the war kind of went on to a little bit of a lull
period for about 5 years.
Yeah, but after that, Rome's like, I know what I'll do. I'll send a legion or two down into Africa to take pressure off of us to see if that can't get him back there. See if I can't get Hannibal to leave Italy. So they do that, and of course, Hannibal's like, well, fine. I can't just stay here, and I don't have enough men to be a threat to the city of Rome itself, so I have to go back and fight them. But I can't do it with what I've got here in Italy, so I'm going to send word ahead to have legions, or to have as many forces as I can draw up, and to kind of meet me there.
In Carthage.
On Carthaginian territory, yeah. And I'm going to draw up as many new, fresh war elephants as I can. Bunch up.
I'll be back in a couple months. I'm trying to pull my men out of Italy right now. Just build me up what you can, as much shit as you can. I am on my way home because Publius Scipio Africanus is looking for you. That name, but it's who we know him as, though, and he is looking for you, motherfucker.
And he is
right outside your fucking gate. But again, Scipio, not an idiot, been paying attention. His dad got killed doing all this shit, following standard Roman tactics, right? He's like, that shit does not work. So he starts using Hannibal's tactics against him. When he gets to North Africa, he doesn't march on Carthage immediately. He goes and makes friends with a rival kingdom that doesn't like Carthage, and gets them to pledge like another 15,000 troops and money and stuff to the war effort. So now there's no real rush. Scipio can just kind of hang out in Africa and plan the war at his leisure because he has the initiative now. He gets to make all the moves, and now Hannibal has to react to him. It's a complete 180. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. So then we get to the final clash. Right? The Battle of Zalma.
Yes. Or essentially...
Always liked how the guy in Gladiator said it, the announcer guy. Zalma.
Yeah.
In the barren plain of Zalma. The great horde!
That would be a battle that the arena would want to recreate. Because it goes as this. Was this? They were kind of roughly even numbers wise.
Oh yeah, dude, it was even. It was pretty roughly solid. Even. The only real difference was it was a lot of Carthage's troops were fresh troops, and all of Scipio's were the same guys he took to Spain to go fuck up Hasdrubal, Hannibal's brother.
Training.
Yeah, good old on the job training, right?
Yeah.
So they're already pretty experienced, but Hannibal's got elephants.
Hannibal's got that X.
He's got them elephants now. He's got a bunch of them too, 60 or something.
One big downside: they are all fresh war elephants. None of them have seen a battle yet.
I don't think it would have mattered. They could have been the most veteran fucking elephants ever, because Scipio thought of this too. Remember?
Grease pigs, right?
No, that's 300 years fucking later, and that's against the fucking Parthians over here.
Oh, that wasn't.
Yeah, no, that was a different thing, and I don't even know if that actually happened. I feel like that was gimmick. No, Suetonius talks about it, but I don't think he's the only one who mentions the fire pigs. So I don't think it actually happened. But now what we're talking about, Scipio is actually way smarter. He has a false line.
Yeah.
Right? He has a 3-rank deep line facing Hannibal and the elephants. And behind it is channels of just open spots.
Uh-huh.
So when the elephants get close, the front ranks break away, let the elephants through. They just start going down these open channels where there's no people in their fucking way. And the Romans fucking kill the drivers, pull them off the elephants, and then blow horns and whip and fucking piss the elephants off and drive them back toward Hannibal's lines where there are no drivers, nothing to stop them. So they just rampage through Hannibal's first few ranks before they have to kill their own elephants, and by that point the Romans have already charged.
The Romans have taken full advantage.
Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, chef's fucking kiss. It was so good. But Hannibal's not out. He's not down yet. This is a fight. This is a brutal fight. It goes on all day, and it only ends when I think somebody didn't listen. Because it seems odd that Hannibal would tell his cavalry to withdraw in the middle of the battle. Yeah, and open that gap.
He's not known. He's not
right.
He's never shown cowardice before.
I think somebody broke and ran or misheard orders or something. But the Romans turn that flank and roll up Hannibal's army, and that's it.
End of the war, pretty much.
War over. Hannibal has to now go on the run for a little bit. Until they can negotiate, because the Romans want him. They're like, we want him to come back to Rome and face crimes for the 20 years or so that he was in Italy fucking around. And Carthage was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Here, just take this money and some more, and all the territory we have in Spain and all this other shit, and just leave it. So they do, and
Rome, looking at giant piles of gold and all of the silver mines in Spain, are like,
and control all the trade in the Mediterranean. Like, it's a huge win.
And they're like, you know what? All right, I guess we can let one asshole go
for now. As long as he never ever leads military, he's not allowed to lead armies anymore. All right, whatever. So he retires and becomes a politician. But he's just as good at this as he was as a general.
Yeah,
he's too good. He's one of those. He's a man of the goddamn people. He loves Carthage so much. He starts making laws and doing shit that just almost eliminates all the corruption that was going on in the government, to the point where they were able to pay the war indemnities to the Romans without bankrupting Carthage.
Nice.
So even after the Second Punic War, they were able to prosper and still continue to do shit. But this started to piss the Romans off, because they're like, he's doing it again. He's going to make Carthage even more powerful now. He's starting to make a lot. Bring that motherfucker over here. I want Hannibal in Rome by next week. And at this point, he's made a bunch of powerful, corrupt, noble enemies, because he took a lot of their money. So they're more than happy to help the Romans fucking ostracize this poor bastard. So he leaves. He literally goes on to run. He is an outlaw. He's living in Crete with all the other outlaws and shit. And the Romans still fucking go and hunt him down. And then he goes and tries to work for the king of Bithynia or something, and advise him with his army. And then he goes to work. He just bounces around until he's 60. And at every step of the way, he's like, how can I fuck with the Romans? I want to make sure they remember me, god damn it. And even at the very end, that he's the last battle he fought was lost. He's retreated to his little villa, and the Romans bust in. This is the story. I don't know if it's actually how it goes, but it's badass, so I like to think it is.
Right.
He's sitting there, old man, and he's just like, let's relieve the Romans of their nightmare, shall we? And then takes the fucking shot of poison and dies and goes, now they can sleep at night. It's so good. But he was a constant pain. He would go work for any kingdom that had some kind of heat with the Romans. Even if it wasn't the Romans directly, there was one king he went and worked for that had heat with a country that was just allied with the Romans. And he was like, you know what? If I can poke them in the fucking eye, it's as good as poking the Romans.
Yeah, tactical allies.
I love it. I love the just, He kept that oath to his dad.
Just that
to the very bitter end, by any means necessary. It was fuck Rome.
Carried that torch to the end. Well done.
But that's the end of. I don't know. You think he's the greatest?
Rome's the greatest adversary.
Certainly. In general, like he's definitely in.
He's in the
my conversation,
top,
right?
He's in my top 10. Like we're talking about, what's your top 10 generals of all time? He's probably in my top 10.
Yeah, probably. He has to be. He's got an easy top 5. But bigger question: could he have won?
Against Caesar?
Give me a what if. Like, how could he have won this? Like, what did he do wrong? In our professional armchair YouTube opinion, having never served in any kind of military and only played video game strategy shit on our computers. What's your that professional?
Use your war elephants to conquer Gaul. And then you have all the riches of Gaul and Spain and all their tribes, then marching south through the Alps is no big deal.
I don't think that's a good idea, because Rome would have intervened on the Gauls' behalf like they did 200 years later with Caesar. They would have sent armies up there to deal with Hannibal, allied with a bunch of Celtic tribes.
The idea is,
and it would have been better because none of this war is happening on Roman soil.
Fair enough. This is the thing. Carthage has to play it right and get the Gauls to like them. They can't just come in brute force being a dick about it. The elephants have to awe them, not shock them. You know?
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
He had a rough go of it. He did have to fight a bunch of Celtic tribes on the way through. So, I mean,
tells me that
he'd already used up a bunch of his men just trying to get to the mountains.
Something tells me that plan was not much of a non-starter, though. Or build an absolute monster of a navy, but you could never hide it while you were building it, which means you'd never get away with it. Rome would show up with their navy and burn your navy while it was under construction.
But the Roman Navy still isn't the Roman Navy at this point. Well, it's still relatively new. Like, you think about the first Punic War went not long ago, and that's when they first really built a navy. Yeah. They don't have that much experience.
Hannibal doesn't have enough.
And Hannibal is clever. I think if he would have applied himself a little bit earlier on, and not when he was like 50, way late down the road, trying to do navy shit. If he'd have done it when he was 25,
right? I
think an amphibious landing on the coast of Italy is the way to go. Like 50 miles outside of Rome.
Have your navy harass the shit out of northern Rome, so that your fleet taking your actual army into the south of Rome is a little bit less likely.
I'm just saying, it was very clever going up and around and over, but I mean, like, that's the hardest goddamn way to do it. I mean, you would have took more casualties, but I feel like you could have invaded Italy by sea. You are Carthage, after all. You're at the very least the second greatest naval power in the Mediterranean. I feel like they could have pulled it off.
At the time,
especially with a commander as competent as Hannibal and his brothers. Like, his brothers were just as competent generals as he was.
So rare in history.
It was like his brother Hasdrubal was, second in command by merit, not because he was his brother.
The only reason Carthage lost the Second Punic War is because the noblemen back home fought with their money instead of with their.
That's how they've lost. That's how they lost both of them. They lost that way in the first one and the second one. If they would have supported Hannibal after the Battle of Cannae, if they would have sent more, like another army or something, or attacked Sicily, or do something to pull some of the pressure off of Hannibal, so he could actually probably not assault the city of Rome, but he definitely could have laid siege to it.
Right.
Because he could have secured the surrounding countryside. He could have turned all those cities against the Romans.
Just a harassing force the whole time.
Yeah, so he could have just starved the Romans into submission.
Because they were big enough that could have happened.
But the politicians, those fucking politicians, man.
That's what happens when they fight wars.
This is why you should never let politicians in charge of military operations.
Right. So,
a fact history just never seems to want to learn. It just keeps fucking happening.
We keep making that right.
It keeps happening. It happens in every era.
So
it happened before this.
Losing our
That's probably my fault. I stepped on it down here.
Down here. I think we're about wrapped up on Hannibal, haven't we?
Well, I mean, he's dead. He poisoned himself, but he was like
his legacy lived on.
He was like a 50-year. He was like a 50-year problem for the Romans.
He was more of a problem for the Romans than that whale was for the Byzantines.
He lived to a really old age for back then, dude. He was in his 60s,
which is a long.
Like he lived longer than most people out of sheer spite.
Spite's a good motivator.
Hate is a hell of a motivator.
It really
is.
Well, I think it's time to pick next week's topic.
It's your turn. I picked Hannibal out of the bucket.
What does the pot of knowing have in store for us next week?
Almighty pot of knowing, grant us your knowledge.
Indeed, grant us your knowledge.
And many bottles of whiskey and fine bitches.
Vimy Rid.
Yo! Some wild-ass Canadians next week.
Cool.
The reason that we have the Geneva Conventions and Rules of Engagement next week on Kentucky Fried Chronology, Canada, baby, I love you. Tell the people what they can do, Chuck.
Join us next time. Until then, go out and learn you something.
You're so bad at this. You have to tell them to like and comment and
Yes.
subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And go visit our Instagram.
Yes, we have an
And watch out for our updates on our Lewis and Clark canoe, a madman's journey, or whatever the fuck I'm calling it.
Watch us get heat stroke.
Watch us get heat stroke and die in the woods.
Also, he told me the bird noises are not audio he picked up.
No,
it's just how it sounds.
Just how it fucking sounds, man. It's so enjoy. Peaceful, man.
Yeah. So next time, ASMR nature sounds in the woods. Until then,
just end it. We're rambling now.
Until then, go out and learn you something.
Yeah.
Throws paper.
I threw the bottle
and cut. Right? But wouldn't it have been awesome, Hannibal, his best army against Caesar and his best army, to get it kind of get us in the mindset.
The 10th take it in the final round, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, Caesar obviously wins in the end, but Hannibal's going to have some devastating attacks with the army.
I feel like no, because Caesar is older than a lot of the commanders and more experienced than the ones that faced Hannibal, right? He's got experience. We're talking top tier fucking Caesar. He's not going to fall for any of Hannibal's tricks, right?
Even early Gallic Caesar's not going to fall for that shit.
Early stages is going to be some kind of Fabian strategy, right? Because Caesar's smart. He's not going to risk an open engagement because he knows how competent Hannibal is. He's the man. He's the legend. I've read all of his shit, right? It's like Patton going up against Rommel in North Africa. He's like, I read your book. Yeah, that's exactly how it would go.
I imagine in some future, because our dumbasses would get involved, just hard jump because how my mind jumped. Some American general holding up a copy of The Art of War going, I read your book as we invade China.
It's like, I'll do it.